Sola salva de sochila wujdu zulhundan me sangi dvara shingi loza Sugi padma jori zin devdava yasa sonam la salva de sochila wujdu zulhundan me sangi shingi lo miga durjin dadar vasa
Chonam la salva
Adesso chilang do don me sangi dvara chingi lo magan no soba dan sa hi da yase sanam la salva din so chilang don me sangi dvara chingi lo magan janda sin do yavyam so da ro tam chen yase sanam la salva Don me sange dubara shinge lava del dara salva devi shilagi dimye ne dum basha jiva dan se palai shirab Upa me goe me sange sho chaksalva dan shuji shabba dan shisui rang kuji salva hige wa jun se tagi tamche zokpe sangtu shirungu Nam mô con chúa xuống tăng sa sum yam ni nam la yam su chi đủ quy sang yi lai gu chi sang chu choi du sim ki tu Nam mô con chúa xuống tăng sa sum yam ni Nam la yam su chi đủ quy sang yi la gu chi sang chu choi du sim ki tu Nam mô con chúa xuống tăng sa sum yam ni Nam la yam su chi đủ quy sang yi la gu chi sang chu choi du sim ki tu Ga da lu ni zhi pa yi nam sa gang wei zhi pi jin men dui la da la mu shi san mi gyur shi bu sao mi tu chu gi pan mi de den ha rang yi di sim pa ga Dun dui ban ma da dun la ba me gun gu tu man Zai chi chang yi yam sha de lon zi zi ji chu gu su Gir mo chung yi shu pa la yi su ji de ni hong shu kar Zai chi chang ji da zhi dang ye yun jing wa ban ma zi Xin bi da yi pa le shu yun hui cha de du xin tup Zai chi chang yi gu du ngu ya yun de shi ji hu zin Xin bi da yi pa le shu sang yi chang ju xin ba da Nhân tư đã chung ba mi cơ rơ sư hồi sư ma nghi ni sư Du sư mô lê ni hồi du tê
Okay, then you message me, yeah?
Nam chân chang yu ba mi gi la soi ma lu na ma ni dir jan ti chen ba su su al den da la su gu lo din si ba sa sa su na su ba ma da ve dan ting do ba mi la su ju su su hồng ai đi trên trên đôi trời kia với lối cờ xem trên nam la ta từ đôi gì tam trái trái gì đôi cao gì ta nam ta yam giờ là sao cái lo mà mình thế vào đi bây giờ sao maya ra hồng áo cam hồng khi chân đi vô tôi kia xin lệ chơi biết cái hoa thì ngàn chân hồng cứ sẽ bảo cái hồng ai đã khi đi đến thì sao kia ở vai cười là đứa solo la la di ma mi ya ti ji da be den gi om sarva ta ta vi ke da ti samaya ti hong ri kai sam ti ten ai o ba gi ji ar gi la di ma mi ya tương đời đến gi hồng ai đã xa xế đến người đi ga đi người là sơ gi người là xế hoa mi ya đã về đến gi hồng ai đến trên nhà cha xế hoa đi gần xa gi là sơ cô la ye sư miệng ya kỳ chi chi đi hồng ai la ye đi sao si đi ya đi si sa lu sa la ye ma miệng ya từ ngày đã đi đi hồng ai ở ba sao đi đạo chi chi đạo si đi đến đi đa mi tham mê su ya xin ki đạo si xin môi ki giờ la sư ba người ki hồng ba chân si ki mi tu si ba người na da ni ta ma le le ya xem ki bu shi ga mu ye chen la sư ba người ki hồng ba sao sư ki bi shi ti ji mi ne ko bu na da ni tha me bu ya xem ki de be hon mo ki sa la sư ba người ki hồng ba sao sư ki bi shi ma mi sa wa người na da ni tha ma le le bu ya xem ki đi ba ma lu ki sa la sư ba người hồng ai bai với lưỡi đại sư đi sa đi na na da ni tha me bu ya xem ki gan đi jam cô la sư ba người ki hồng cô đã đến thế sư sa si ru chu na da ni tha ma le le bu ya xem ki niu ti sin mu ye sa la sư ba hồng ai ở ba ye chư ki bi shi rơi môi la buana Dani Dhamma Buya Siki Shata Simugi Yala Shivagugi Ho Sivagugi Vivisi Shimaya Dibuna Dani Dhamma Buya Sikiri ma sevage gula She so say yo go Yali ti jo ta mel nam da du so da gi la su ba so far mangalam da sa hong da shi so da ga ni du da se ya da she bu ba ba ma sa de ga ye le ga le cho ye ya sin ko lo so da ye la ju ba sem ja so ye jo ba sha sam so hong ai do yon sa wa ri din do ri dang la se san mo mi da da bal gi la bo sa se da ma bo la so ri din do da gi la su da Dani so yi so bar so amar sakar na da dis so hong ai go gi so ri la li dan se da gi la su ba so so far so amar na mandala
page number 10
da gi yam ni se ba la de se chhe ba bulwana da ni dam re bu ya se gi de se la mur gi se ba ge la bulwana tu se da se ne tham se la cho tene mo ju sal du so lo da ge gam ne ho bala tur mi chu ba na da ni tha mal le bo sem ge do ye la mu ge ho ba ge la bu tu si da si tam chi la ro le ngoi je sa du sa hong ai da gi yam ni ho ba la ra te choi ba bu na da ni da me bu ya se gi choi be la mur gi o ba ge la bu na tu se da se ne bam che la so tu je sa du sa la pandar pandar am ka ba le ba Indur se gune gui sa sampaya si sindu me nam ka da bu nga vi chigi Tausend Adri Soni Sangi Shashava Shiki Dami Bal Made Dami Tuje Zipai Lanche Suku Shasada Hundred Sheduni Tuki Shore Dai Bade Samba Tuki Gandhi Dami Beka Chishan Dilbe La Shasada Amdani Mari Aye Beopas Nangalwa Shaki Bansa Sada Ham Gui Tansi Yamba Shaki Kila Shasada Asungita Yamba Shaki Kizula Shasada Huntaki Tansi Yamba Kiki Dula Shasada Dam Shisa Bandra Sada Om Bandra Sada Bandha Sadhu Ma Vasra Sange Na Thai Da Tuji Chimbu Tuji Dula So Sange Changsem Tham Che La Se Chi Gui Vi Singi Sarwa De Da La Chugi Gui Na Thai Du Var Chingi Lo Di Chi Shin Do Chugi Kolo Guru Sim Chan Đạo tử thu sĩ sĩ tam chân sơ sĩ trừ vị kiếp giả năng thá yếm giả sĩ la chư đại mừng. Kusung tugi jingi labdu sun penden ji zewan ju tam jegi ju benjik burger ba chu ge je thai rula pende je ba penden ju be jabla cha yo magur nam kha tang em be sim je dam je khorwa du nge ge so le dal de nam ba tam je kem ba song ju 캡다 두르제 창신 베고 방라 곧 브라자 디 치드 담베 쉐게 칭행기오 냠베 꿀롱 당근 쉐게 림반 디규 덴제 맹아지 마메 바눔네 지게 숭라 숭바더드 둘라 설답 데셈버 슈 다드링데 단다 hengi namba changme sunga di mutune dagarang lama jini butagin sunga naji mutune sungyuna ane nga de chige changala kundu lama jini bute tsijik di dewa chingi gyushi la soba tenzu teze shego re songdu se ka nang song la che du zamba chige tenzu la teze jik dewa chingi gyushi la soba tenzu teze jik sheayin ane hengi namba changme dagara sunga mutune sungyure la tushena ngonda shugi tuksen. So cannot hear ya. Mic the kogu samare. Okay. I think slowly it will improve. Yeah. So yeah, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. We have, as Holiness advised me to share a little bit about the Pure Land of Buddha Amitabha, the benefit of Buddha Amitabha practice, because we are here doing the 100 million mantra recitation of Buddha Amitabha. Therefore, just a little bit as Holiness advised. So, I mean, you all can, as His Holiness said this morning, you can continue reciting the mantra, reciting the mantra. And of course, the venerable nuns and monks will continue to recite mantra. Sung chung chung nang le sung nang de ko samare. So anyway, that is His Holiness advice. So I hope whatever little things that I know, I will try to share about the Buddha Amitabha, to rebirth, take the rebirth in Buddha Amitabha Pure Land. And I remember last year, many participants were here internationally, and this year also many are joining online. So I would just like to say
virtually. I think around 200, more than 200 people are joining. So I just wanted to say hello to everyone. So I remember His Eminence also taught quite clearly last year about the Buddha Amitabha, the benefit and main the four qualities to be, to take rebirth in the pure land of Buddha Amitabha. But always we all tend to forget. Yeah, it's very easy to for us to keep practice because of the there are a lot of distractions, so many things going on, so we tend to forget. Therefore we all need a lot of reminders, yeah, a lot of reminder, a lot of different practices to just keep ourselves on track. So there is nothing wrong repeating the teachings of Buddha Amitabha. And also Holiness has taught yesterday briefly. Okay. So yesterday and this morning also Holiness taught a little bit. You have to volume down a little bit. Get this chung briefly Holiness taught yesterday also and today, but there is nothing wrong to repeat, as it says that the important things we have to repeat even 9 times, 10 times. So it's always good to remind ourselves, to be with the practice, aware of practice. And it's very, as I just said, it's very easy to forget. We completely carried away by mundane activities, a lot of emotions and all these things. So anyway, I'm here to just share and just remind, including myself, to be with the practice during these 10 days. So first of all, I would like to say that we have to appreciate that we are here today, as All Holiness recommended not to join physically because of there are a lot of war complications are happening. Therefore, less people are here, but I think virtually there are a lot of people joining. So first thing, we have to really appreciate to be able to be in this mandala of Buddha Amitabha, in this great community Sangha, so many great masters and venerables, monks, nuns, and great Sangha community. So first thing, we have to really appreciate that we are here. Something is very precious. This opportunity is very rare, and also we have to appreciate, and how do you say, gratitude. I mean, thanks goes to Holiness. Holiness has organized such a great gathering, given us a great opportunity. Although this is purely, Holiness has no other intentions. It's purely dedicated for Mayumla, Holiness' beloved mother. But I think, of course, she herself is a great master. She doesn't need that much of prayer. As Holiness always said, she dedicated her whole life practicing Buddha Amitabha. And she's for sure now in the pure land of Buddha Amitabha. She doesn't need our support, to my feeling, but I think it's Holiness has given us opportunity to do practice, because this is such a. The some another thing is this is a Sagadawa, which is the holy, very holy month. We have this month once a year. Only this month is very, very holy, very precious. Why? Because Buddha Shakyamuni was born in this month. He got enlightenment in this month, the 15th, the full moon, 15th of this Sagadawa. And he went to Parinirvana in this month, so same month, 15th. Therefore, this month considered very holy, very precious. Therefore, I mean, all over the world, whoever is following the Buddha Dharma, they dedicate this precious, this, specific month to really, either retreat. And there are many people who are doing the 8 set of Nyungne practices, for example, in Ladakh, in I think many Darjeeling, in Bhutan, I think wherever we are practicing, maybe in Vietnam. Japan, all this Buddhist country, in China, they do 8 set of Nyungne practice also. Because why? Because, whatever we do in this holy month, even one prostration, even reciting one mantra, just a single mantra of Buddha Amitabha, it multiplies millions time. So that is something really, precious and really rare. So, we have to appreciate that we managed to be able to come here to join physically, leaving everything behind. I know, it's not always easy, especially for the foreigners, from coming from Europe, coming from Asian countries, very far, thousands of kilometers from Australia. All these places very far, but despite of difficulty and all this, you managed to come here, and I think many of them are joining online. We have to, how do you say, feel joyous and happy about, to be able to, spend this at least 10 days of this holy month in such, kind of, I mean, we also call this Amitabha is a pure land, His Eminence jokingly said last year, it's a mini pure land of Buddha Amitabha, which is true, the Amitabha, where the Druk Amitabha is a very holy land, there are a lot of description. Anyway, I don't want to go through that. So first thing, we really have to appreciate and feel joyous about, that we managed to spend this precious time doing such a meaningful event, 100 million mantra of Buddha Amitabha, we called it Tungdup, the Amidewa Tungdup. So, even we recite, maybe I don't know in 10 days individually how much we recite, but we will get the benefit of 100 million mantra recitation individually. So this is something we really have to appreciate, yeah. And then second thing I just wanted to talk a little bit about is the retreat. So everyone, we all call it a retreat, tsam. In Tibetan we call it tsam. So retreat, retreating ourselves. We all need retreat. I don't really know how to literally explain retreat, but I think it's similar to, I remember a few years ago when Holiness was giving teaching, then we used to have a lot of retreat, happening in Amitabha. So it's kind of a repairing, yeah. We all need a repair, physically, mentally. Physically, we are kind of trying our best to repair, despite of we all are aging, getting old, getting sicknesses. Every day we are getting closer to death that we cannot avoid. That is something naturally it happens. Still, yet we try our best to, repair our health, physical health by taking supplements, for example, a lot of different supplements. When we get sick, we seek doctor's advice, we take a lot of medications, and also we do a lot of exercise to keep our physical body fit. So that is kind of a repairing, repairing. We try our best to repair our physical body. At the same time, we need, mental repairing, which is even more important than physical repairing, mental, we are, so much, how do you say, overwhelmed with the mundane activities, so much emotion, so much distraction, so much restlessness, stress, anxiety, that's happening in this world anyway. So we all need the mental repair. Therefore, this such kind of retreat is, really dedicated for mental repairing. At least in these 10 days, we try our best not to do the same thing that we do in our daily life. Yeah, same thing. So therefore, we have to be little bit different. Physically, body, speech, mind, little bit different from what we do every day in day-to-day life. So how do you say, so I wanted to recall, I remember Holiness was, I don't know whether it was in teachings or maybe privately, was that explaining about the tsam, about the retreat, the external retreat, inner retreat, secret retreat, and ultimate retreat. So I just wanted to also share this with all of you. So Holiness said, I remember chi korwa pangbe chi cham nang dunzi pangbe nang cham nyonmong ranga pangbe sang cham nizin baksha jeba pangbe dekhonang yegi cham. I remember Holiness very clearly said this, and I note down this when Holiness was saying this. So what does it mean? So external retreat, the external retreat is to abandoning outer samsaric activities is the outer retreat. External, the mundane activities, or in other words, physically withdrawing from worldly distraction. So we are here, for these 10 days. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to cook. You don't have to entertain your friends or anyone. You don't have to go to party. Yeah, so these 10 days, physically we are here. We are abandoning the samsaric activities. So that is already happening. Yeah, our physical body is here in this great mandala of Buddha Amitabha. So we are, how do you say, far away from the mundane activities. You don't have to go to office. You don't have to drive whole day here and there. See people, entertain people, do cook. I don't know. This all are anyway already retreat. We are already doing that. So that is the external retreat. The explanation of external retreat. And then more important is the inner retreat. So what is inner retreat? Nang dunzi pangbe nang chams. So that means abandoning inner distractions and busyness is the inner retreat. Abandoning distraction, the mind distractions, we are full of distraction, from morning to evening. Our mind keep thinking about, I don't know, food, friends, money, whatever, all this distraction, although our the physical body is sitting in the temple or in a shrine doing recitation, but our mind goes back to your own country, thinking about your family, thinking about your problems, thinking about your whatever things happening back in your country. If that happens, then no point coming physically here, and then your mind is still distracted, completely distracted. So that is something we have to be bring back mentally in these 10 days at least, less distraction. Therefore, whatever we are doing from early morning to in the evening, the whole Buddha Amitabha prayer, from the refuge and bodhicitta and visualization, remembering the pure land of Buddha Amitabha in the middle, and Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani. So this all we should be keep visualizing, instead of distracting our mind, going back to your own country problems as before. Then no point. So therefore, inner retreat is the abandoning the inner distraction as busyness. How busy our mind is. If we call it monkey like mind. Our mind can go very fast, immediately here there, cannot concentrate. No concentration, no meditation, no mindfulness. So at least in these 10 days, we should be a little mindful, be careful, always watching your own mind, remembering Buddha Amitabha, remembering the pure land of Buddha Amitabha, keep visualizing. That is the inner retreat, yeah? Abandoning inner distraction or busyness is the inner retreat. You can remember, you can also note down that. I think it's quite important, And then even more important is the cigarette retreat. It's deeper, and it's how do you say, more challenging also in a way. So that is nyonmong ranga pangbe sangchams. Nyonmong ranga means the afflictive emotions that we have: desire, anger, jealousy, hatred, disappointment. All these are the how do you say, nyonmong ranga means how do you say, strong, very strong emotions. So that we have to abandon at least in these 10 days. Not letting our desire to take us. I mean, if we let our desire to take us, how does the let it go, that let our desire go wild, then that's happening anyway in everyday life. So we should be little bit careful about what your desire is doing, how your anger is doing. For example, in our day-to-day life, and many of us, including myself, of course, all of us, very easily get angry. Even just, I don't know, we are just walking together and someone hit you. All of a sudden we get angry and we react. This should never happen. Then it means we are not retreating. Our mind is still after emotions, letting our emotions to take away. Then we lose. Then what's the point of coming here, putting a lot of effort, money, physically, mentally, economically, putting a lot of effort coming all the way here, yet we are doing the same thing. So therefore in these 10 days at least, now what do you call it, yeah, not letting our emotions, not letting our emotions to take over. If the jealousy, therefore we always talk about mindfulness. It's so important. What's happening? Keep analyzing your mind. What's happening in mind? What thought arises? So retreat means really checking and analyzing your own mind. What's happening? Whether it's a good emotion, no, positive thought, negative thought, or neutral thought. Keep checking and recognize that. And when you recognize, then and try to avoid at least. Don't let our anger to take over. Don't let our jealousy to take over. That is something we should be really taking care. That is the secret, the explanation of secret retreat. Taking care of our emotions. Yeah, so that is the secret explanation of the the secret retreat. And then the even more deeper is the nizin bakcha dampang be dekhonnang yegi chams. So that is very difficult, very challenging. So that means the ultimate retreat. What is the ultimate retreat? Is abandoning the habitual tendency of dualistic grasping is the retreat of, ultimate retreat. So habitual tendency of dualistic grasping, which, I mean, whenever I do Zoom, I talk a lot about this. And then, of course, when Holiness give teaching, always Holiness emphasize or highlight this part, which is the ultimate teaching, which is the ultimate retreat also. So that means, how do you say, dualistic grasping thought that we have. Yeah, for example, when I look at this flower, seeing flower as a flower, this is a beautiful flower, yellow flower, pink flower, red flower, green leaves, that everyone see. I think at least human being. I don't know about other realms. Maybe dog. I remember His Eminence saying in Australia about kangaroo. In Australia, you have a lot of kangaroos. So, because we have a completely different mindset. For example, for human being, for people like us, we how do you say, value money. For example, oh, this is 100 rupees, whatever, or maybe this is $100. Oh, it's very precious, very valuable. If we put this $100 in front of a kangaroo, the will kangaroo will value it? No, it is nothing for him. And similarly, gold, diamond, precious stones, silver, for human being, for us, it's a very precious, something very valuable, very sentimental. But if we put this, maybe a kilo of gold in front of a kangaroo, will he like it? No, because they have no, it's a completely mindset. Therefore, this is something, what does it mean? So that actually says, for human, for people like us, gold is so precious. This is something so real. Gold means, I have a, gold, how do you say, gold necklace, means it's, oh, so precious. If I lose it, we cannot even sleep. Big problem. But for animals, it's nothing. Even we give 1 kilo of gold to a dog or a kangaroo, they don't value what actually it talks. It means gold doesn't exist, inherently exist as a gold. It has no inherent exist. Everything is a nature of empty. Everything, because we how do you say, our mental perspective, how we perceive, how we perceive the things. This is precious, this is good. As I just said, this flower is beautiful, pink flower, green flower, yellow flower, it's beautiful. But for the animals, it's nothing. Maybe it's a grass, for them it's a eating, we will never eat a flower, but for animals, they eat it. So what does it says? That is something we really have to think about. So we not going after beautiful as a beautiful, ugly as a ugly. That is the secret retreat, abandoning the habitual tendency of dualistic grasping thought that we have. Good, bad, ugly, clean, nice, not nice. Yellow, white, green. All these are mental projection. Our human collective karma has made like that, or good, bad. But ultimately, nothing is there. So, therefore, the what holiness has emphasized about the ultimate retreat is less grasping. Whenever we see flower, therefore, in this 10 days, 100 million mantra of Buddha Amitabha recitation, what we have to see, instead of, everything in this great mandala, whatever we see from the light, from the pillars, human being, all the great sangha, we have to see everyone as a Buddha Amitabha. That is the secret retreat. Everyone, of course, our gurus, His Holiness, we must, that I think many, whoever has a great devotion, we see, many people call holiness, for example, in Chinese, they called it Fa Wang, in Vietnamese, they called it Phak Phuong, I think means Buddha, isn't it? I think, yeah? Buddha, no? We say Buddha, and many, we also in Tibetan, we have a, traditionally we say Kundu Ijin Nurbu, and then sometimes we say Ijin Nurbu, Lama Dorje Chang. We say that, yeah, holiness is, of course, he is, for example, in holiness case, he is such an enlightened masters, the emanation of Avalokiteshvara, Guru Padma Sambhava, Buddha Amitabha, no doubt about it. That goes without saying. But in this great mandala and what the practice that we are doing, Namche, the dharma, from beginning to end, what we have to, everyone we have to view as a Buddha Amitabha, even your friends, colleagues, even I think whatever, even this bottle, even flowers, that is called the transformation. The Vajrayana teach that way, transforming right here, today, now. We don't have to wait. Therefore, we have different yanas of teachings. Yeah, I mean, Theravada teaching, and then Mahayana teaching, and then Vajrayana teaching. It has a, Buddha has taught in a, different level of teaching, according to the different capacity of human being. Some people have a less capacity, so they cannot immediately visualize yourself as a Buddha Amitabha. But I think many of us, especially the Himalayan Buddhist, Ladakh, Bhutan, and I think, of course, the Vietnam and China, all of you are, we all are, practice Mahayana, Vajrayana. So in Vajrayana, that is the thing, our mind is primordially Buddha. We don't have to do anything, nothing less, nothing much. Mind is primordially Buddha, but, because of the defilements, because of the, the cover of defilement, we don't see the Buddha nature, Therefore, we do practice. We need a lot of practice. We have to do prostration. We have to recite mantras. We have to do confession. There are a lot of, anyway, that will come in the explanation of Buddha Amitabha Pure Land. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, the ultimate retreat is to not letting our mind, how do you say, grasp the dualistic grasping attitude that we have, the seeing good, bad, all this, at least in these 10 days, view everyone as a Buddha Amitabha. Everyone. Even maybe, someone, I mean, for us, our mind habitual tendency is so strong, just so strong that we cannot see someone as a Buddha Amitabha. If someone maybe, very, maybe young girl, not look very nice, we will say that, oh, how can I see her as a Buddha Amitabha? She's not. You know, it's a completely misunderstanding. She is Buddha Amitabha. If you manage to see her as a Buddha Amitabha, she is Buddha Amitabha, including insects. Therefore, the transforming, viewing everyone as a Buddha Amitabha, from now, from today, that we really have to do in this retreat. Since we are in a retreat, something should be different. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah, every day we do the same thing. Here in 10 days retreat also we do the same thing. When we go back, we have nothing, transformation in our mind. Then I think doesn't serve the purpose of coming here. Yeah, so that is viewing everyone as a Buddha Amitabha, and the sound, whatever we hear. Therefore, we keep reciting Om Ami Devashi, Om Ami Devashi. Yeah, the remembering the Buddha Amitabha, calling Buddha Amitabha name, Om Ami Devashi, and hearing, if the, what do you call it, whatever we hear, try to hear as a Buddha Amitabha mantra. Even maybe someone is talking, sometimes we get angry, for example, when you are doing meditation here, trying to, if someone talk, then you get angry, so that is again a, how do you say, downfall. Rather, instead you transform that. If someone is talking, yelling beside you, oh, this is a Buddha Amitabha, the mantra, that is called transformation, which will happen. For example, I remember holiness very clearly written in the Mayumla's book. Yeah, she hear Buddha Amitabha mantra all the time. Even birds chirping, when birds chirps, she says, oh, it's a Buddha Amitabha. When the water, when we hear the waterfall sound, she says, oh, I hear Om Ami Devashi. That much transformation happens if you practice. It's fully depends on ourselves, how diligent we are. This will not come naturally. Therefore, we have to put a little bit of effort, starting from this 10 days retreat. All the sound that you hear, dog barking, aeroplane sound, or maybe people fighting, chill, I don't know, just maybe very, very loud sound. Whatever you hear, try to transform them and hear as a Om Ami Devashi. Yeah. And then the mind, whatever comes in your own mind, mindful, and try to see that as a nature of Buddha Amitabha. So that also we can call it the retreat of the body, speech, and mind. Yeah, so that is the ultimate retreat. Really less grasping thought. Don't see everything as a bottle, water as a water, female as a female, male as a male, dog as a dog, that we always do. So the ultimate retreat is to transforming and seeing things differently. Also, that is called the pure vision. In Tibetan, we call it Taknang. Yeah, so Taknang means pure vision. How will it come? We have to do it. And we have to see first everything as a Buddha Amitabha, and it will appear. For Gyawa Gotsangpa, the great master Gyawa Gotsangpa in Tibet, he was doing the prostration, and his guru is the first Gyalwang Drukpa Dogon Tsangpa Gyare. So he was, prostration, with full devotion to his guru, Dogon Tsangpa Gyare. So he was doing prostration. There's a place called Chaktsal Gang. I think whoever, maybe many of you have been to Tibet. I myself not. So, Chaktsal Gang. So he was doing prostration, remembering his guru, Dogon Tsangpa Gyare. And everything, all the small rocks, whole mountain became Dogon Tsangpa Gyare. So he has no, if he prostrate, he, how do you say, overwork. He go, how do you say, above his guru. So he doesn't know, he got freeze, how that happens. It's a how we visualize, how we, if you have devotion, if you practice diligently, that will happen. Even in these 10 days, I'm sure there's great blessings from holiness, all these great masters, venerables, nuns and monks, the energy, blessings is just immense. So if we manage to, just put ourselves there and, little bit of transformation, you will see everything as a Buddha Amitabha, for sure. Even in 10 days, things can happen. Therefore, we call it Vajrayana is something we can get enlightenment within in one lifetime. Even one day, one night. Holiness very often says that, if you know how to practice, you will get realized within in one day. That is the essence or the quintessence of Vajrayana teachings. It's just unbelievable. So that is the, anyway, the ultimate retreat. Yeah, you got the point. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, the first is the external retreat, is the physically avoiding the mundane activities, which already happening. We are here sitting comfortably, easily, yeah. And then inner retreat is the mind that we have to control. Don't let our mind distract. That is the inner retreat. And then secret retreat is the emotions, that all the emotions arises in our mind, desire, anger, hatred, jealousy, and I don't know, irritation, like not liking, whatever, all these emotions, that we don't let emotions to take over. That is the secret retreat. And then ultimate retreat is the not grasping, not seeing thing as a ordinary things. Yeah, not seeing things, flower as a flower, bottle as a bottle, human being as a human being, that we see in our everyday life. Therefore, we are still here. We stuck here. Yeah. So anyway, that is the ultimate retreat. So that's something I mean, to me, that when holiness said that is something very, something, how do you say, left in my, deep in my mind. Therefore, I note down also. Therefore, I think I wanted to also share with all of you. So that is the thing. And also body retreat, speech, mind retreat, body, sitting here, properly in cross-legged, you all are sitting, despite maybe some of you have some health issues, that no problem, you can stand up and then, walk around a bit, that you can do it. That is the body retreat. And speech, reciting mantra, and if possible, keep silence, I think, which is something very important. When we talk, then all the problems comes. We talk either backbiting something, about someone. Oh, who is she, where is she from, what does she do, oh, she is good, she is bad, she is tall, she is not tall, she is short. With all whatever we talk, mostly is nonsense. Therefore all the problem comes. Then we start to, get anger, hatred, jealousy, all this comes. Therefore, try to less talk, keep silent. Keep silent is very important. That is the, we can call it speech retreat. And mind retreat is, of course, then keep watching your own mind. What's happening, whether, what sort of motivation I have, what's happening in my mind. Is it what, positive thought arising, negative thought arising? Keep checking and then transform them. Yeah. So that is the, something we can call it. So that is the whole. I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk about retreat. Yeah, that is, we can call it a retreat. So this 10 days retreat, we should be trying to apply that. Yeah. And then the second thing is, I want to talk is about the these three excellences, or the three main principle of the Buddha teaching. We could, in Tibetan we call it tambasum. It's very important. Yeah, tambasum, jorosim ke tamba, ngujimi me tamba, jugnoa tamba. So the first one is first and foremost, the important is the motivation. Yeah, motivation is so important. Because of our motivation, we are here today. Yeah, you have a motivation to come to Amitabha, to Nepal, to join the 100 million mantra recitation. So you are here today. Our motivation brought us here. Motivation is something so important. Motivation is the, the direction. goal, wherever whatever you do in your life, that motivation that is dragging us. If you want to do something good, that also comes from your motivation. Our physical body is a corpse, so whatever comes in your mind, so mind then take you. If my mind or my motivation says I want to go downtown now, then we will go. We stand up and then we walk. Yeah, so that is the thing. So motivation is so important. So positive motivation, if we have a positive motivation, that will always bring calm, happiness, blessings, good energy to you and to all the people around you, and to all sentient beings. So if our motivation is negative, very bad motivation, that will only bring us sad, unhappiness, dissatisfaction, and then bad, how do you say, negative energy to yourself and to all around you and to all the beings. Therefore, motivation is something we have to really check in the first place, what sort of motivation I have. So also motivation, something we can change. We always, I mean, none of us, I don't think anyone, unless you are really, how do you say, already a great bodhisattva or something, it's very hard to have good motivation all the time. But check your motivation and transform them, change them. What sort of motivation I have. If my motivation is a negative motivation, change it. Check it and then change it. That is something very important. Therefore we call this, the first one is the motivation, or the bodhicitta. Tamba sum jarwa simke tambas, the bodhicitta mind to, mind that wish to get enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. We are here today also, joining in this great event to have some transformation, temporarily. And then ultimately, I'm sure, I think all of us want to get enlightenment. Very highly we talk about enlightenment, realization, to really enlighten. Why? Because of these sufferings. We don't want suffering. No one wants suffering. When we go through suffering, how difficult it is. Whatever, even it is a very minor suffering. For example, if I get headache, how hard it is. So we don't want that. I don't want that. You don't want that. None of the people, I mean, for example, in this hall, we don't want to get sick. We don't want to get any problems and dissatisfaction and sufferings. Therefore we want to liberate. We want liberation, we want enlightenment. So that enlightenment, therefore we say the bodhicitta mind, mind, enlightened mind. Bodhicitta, holiness always said that bodhi, what is the bodhi, is the enlightened. Chitta is the heart, enlightened heart means mind that wish everyone, well-being and happiness, and ultimately, liberate from the sufferings. So that is called the bodhicitta. In Tibetan, we call it Simkepane Jendonchiri Yanda Zobe Chanchubdes. Whatever I do, whatever we do, may this be benefit, may I may get enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So that is the first and the foremost important motivation. Yeah, so that is the first one. And then and yeah, something that I wanted to say is, in Tibetan, we call it Haksam Namda, pure motivation. Very important. Pure means that is not selfish. Motivation. If it is selfish, for example, you are here today, doing recitation and joining, and then thinking that, oh, may I don't get sick, may I, be successful, may I be, away from all the obstacles, problems, may I be happy. If you think that, that is called selfish. Yeah. So it's not pure. It's not pure, it's for yourself only. You are not thinking about any other beings. So that is so pure in Haksam Namda. Pure means not contaminated by negative thoughts. It's purely, I'm reciting this mantra, I'm doing this practice so that I get enlightenment and I can show the path of liberation to many sentient beings. That I can liberate all sentient beings from the from the sufferings. So that is called the enlightened heart. Bodhi chitta. Yeah, Janchuk Sims. So that is very important in the first place. As a Mahayana and Vajrayana practitioners, we should always have this, the pure motivation. Yeah, the bodhicitta. Therefore, again, we have to check. There's a story. One great bodhisattva. Yeah, it's very commonly. I think many people know. I just wanted to how do you say, recall it again. I wanted to mention it. There was a great bodhisattva. So, he's organizing a big ceremony. One day he was organizing a big ceremony, and I think many people, many, the crowds are coming. So he got up very early morning, and he decorated the shrine. We call it torma in Tibetan. He made very beautiful tormas, and set up the shrine, so beautiful flowers. And then all of a sudden, he checked his mind, he checked his motivation. Why am I doing this? So, getting very early morning and putting all this effort. He checked his mind, and then he realized that this is, he wanted to impress the crowd, to show, because, this is, oh, it's beautiful, people will like it, just to impress and show off the crowd. He realized that his motivation was completely wrong. And immediately he put dust, he put dust on the tormas, and he destroyed everything. That is the thing. Something, sometimes, although it looks like dharma, in everything looks so wonderful, so beautiful, so arranged. If your mind is wrong, if your motivation is not pure, then externally, although it looks like dharma, it can only bring some, how do you say, sufferings to yourself and to others also. Therefore, always, we have to check our motivation and improve and change whatever we do. Even it's a small thing, just reciting 100 times Om Ami Devashi. Don't do it for yourself only. You will get it. If we dedicate this for others, you will get it together. There's no doubt. So if we keep thinking about me, mine, my, I be happy, I be, free from obstacles or sufferings, I don't care about anyone, then whatever you do is very limited. Nothing. The mileage are very, very short. Therefore, the first thing is the checking motivation. That is the first thing. And then the second one is, again, goes quite same, the tambasum, that is the Jurasimke tamba, and then second one is the Mujimigmegi tamba, the excellent main part without conceptualization or no distraction. This is quite the same actually, with the inner retreat. Yeah, not, how do you say, without conceptualization. Therefore, in this retreat, from morning to evening, we are reciting mantra or we are reading prayers. All the prayers are about bodhicitta, about helping beings, well-being of others. Whatever we pray in this Namche prayers, it's all about, well-being of others, praying for others. So that is, and also, visualizing yourself Avalokiteshvara, Buddha Amitabha in the front, visualizing the pure land of Buddha Amitabha and reciting mantra means no distraction. That is the second, the excellence or the principle or the quality. Yeah, so that is the second one. And then third one is the excellent conclusion of dedication. How do you say, the third one is dedication. Ngowa, juk ngowa tamba. Whatever we do, for example, is from this morning and this evening when we finish, try to dedicate the merit that we have accumulated of from, morning 6 o'clock to, till 6 o'clock in the evening, means 12 hours. We are sitting here. I mean, there's a short break, but mostly we are here and reciting mantra, remembering Guru, remembering Buddha, Amitabha. So dedicate. It's a, how do you say, immense benefit, so they dedicate that for the benefit of all sentient beings. So if we don't dedicate, then it can, if we get angry, it can destroy the merit that we have accumulated. It says, like, whatever we do, even from many many years until today, accumulations of merit that you have, if you don't dedicate, if you get angry today, it can destroy. Therefore we have to do dedication every day, every hour, every minute, small thing, whatever. Even you give a food to a dog, dedicate that merit for the benefit of beings. So dedicating is something like, if you have a drop of water, if I have maybe a drop of water in this glass, and then if I just leave it there, it will dry very soon, especially in this hot weather. So this drop of water, if I put in the ocean, it will remain there until the ocean, dries. Yeah. So that is the thing. So dedication is like that, putting the drop of water in the ocean, it will be, ocean will never die anyway. Ocean is so vast, so big, it will remain almost, we can say, forever. Yeah. So dedication is like that. We have to dedicate even the smallest merit, even the smallest good virtues that we do, that we have to dedicate for the benefit of beings. So that is the, what do you call it, the dedication. So these are the three, the three main principle, or the threefold excellences. Jerosim ke tamba, ngojiming me tamba, jungo wa tamba. The first one is the pure motivation. Second one is not distracting during the prayer, during the recitation, and the third one is the dedication. Yeah. So that is the thing. So I think today, we keep that, try to remember the about the retreat. Yeah, you can note down and try to cultivate that. I think we don't lack receiving teachings. We have so many teachings received, even from holiness. How, for how many years he had been giving teaching everywhere, in Europe, in Asia, in Nepal, in Darjeeling, in Ladakh, everywhere he has been teaching for years and years and years. So we received. But the problem with us is we are not cultivating. If we don't cultivate, then, nothing will happen. No transformation. We will not get enlightenment, and nothing will happen. Therefore, lack, we lack the cultivation. Whatever we know, even something. Of course, I'm nobody. I have no. I mean, to myself, I have no realization, nothing. I'm just a practitioner myself. But whatever little things that I learn with the blessings of Guru, little things that I know here today, I'm here sharing with you. So keep that in mind and then cultivate. In Tibetan, we also call it Thösam Gomsum, listen. Thö means listen to the teachings, and Sam means think about it. Think about it again and again and again. What Guru said, what Holiness said yesterday, what Holiness said this morning. Whenever you have especially in these 10 days, we have a free time, try to just meditate. And that is called meditation. Many people says, I don't know, Westerners and, the people don't say, I don't know meditation, because mindfulness is something very common. Everyone talks about mindfulness. But in our culture, for example, in Ladakh, many people will say, I don't know how to do meditation. They will say that, oh, gom means, oh, I don't know. They feel kind of reluctant. Gom is something that is gom. If you listen to the teachings and then remember that and think about it again and again in your mind, that is gom. That is called meditation. And then try to understand it, whether that makes sense or not, that serves some purpose or not. If does, then cultivate it, merge with your day-to-day life. Bring transformation in your body, your speech, your mind, your behavior, your way of speaking, your way of thinking. So that is called meditation. That will bring some transformation. You will be transformed. That is called the liberation also, kind of a slight, small liberation. No one can liberate there is not, how do you say, Buddha Shakyamuni said, I cannot liberate you. He said very clearly, I cannot liberate you, but I have given you the path. It's fully depends on you. It's in your hand whether you do it or not. So that is the thing. You have to practice it. You have to cultivate and then bring transformation in your day-to-day life. So that is the called dharma anyway. Some gum, listen and remember. And at least in these 10 days, therefore, I'm keep again repeatedly saying that try to keep silent, and then I think we have Amitabha is such a big space. You can, alone go Kora, or maybe just sit, under a tree, and then try to remember. You no need to sit, because we are sitting here whole day. You can lie down, you can lie down and think about it, something to think about. And then, oh yeah, this is something important. Then try to bring, trying to merge with your day-to-day life, way of thinking, way of talking, way of behaving. So that is called the transformation. Che. In Tibetan, we call it che. Che means che. It's a old terms. These days we call it che, meaning doing some change, making something, transforming, bring transformation in your mind. So that is called the che, yeah, dharma. In Sanskrit we call it dharma. So dharma is bringing change. Buddha cannot liberate you. He said very clearly, I cannot liberate you, but I have shown you the path. You have to cultivate it. Therefore, it's our responsibility to, really put the teachings into our day-to-day life. You don't have to go to a retreat or something, but, starting from this retreat, for example, and then you will bring some transformation in your day-to-day life when you go back. Yeah. So I think that's all about today. And then from tomorrow we will talk, mainly, of course, the most important about the 4 causes to be reborn in the pure land of Buddha Amitabha. Yeah, so that we will do from tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much. Ami Devarshi, Ami Devarshi, Ami Devarshi, Ami Devarshi, Ami Devarshi, Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Ami Devarshi, 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 Ami Devarshi. Amitabha Shri, Amitabha Shri, Amitabha Shri, Amitabha Shri, Amitabha Shri, Amitabha Shri. Amitabha Shri, 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 Amitabha Shri. Amitabha Shri, 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 Amitabha Shri. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, 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 Mami Devashi. Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi, Mami Devashi. Amitabha Shri
Amitabha Shri
Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha Shri Amitabha
Amitabha Amitabha
Amitabha Amitabha Amitabha Om Amin Deva Shi Masam Jume Shira Paru Chide Mage Mega Namke Ngo Yide Susa Rari She Chide Dusum Yelve Yumla Chemba
Om Deva Shi 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 Namo Radnadaya Namo Bhagavate Amitabhaya Tathagata Arhate Samya Sambhadaya Treda Om Amrite Amitabhaya Amita Vida Pikrande Amita Gamine Gagana Kidikiri Sakali Shekyam Kari Soha Namo Radnadaya Namo Bhagavate Amitabhaya Arhate Samya Sambhadaya Treda Om Amrite Amitabhaya Amita Sambhaya Amita Pikrande Amita Gamine Gagana Kidikiri Sakali Shekyam Kari Namaradaya Nam Bhagavate Amitabhaya Tathagataya Radhe Samya Sambhadaya Treda Amida Sambhave Amida Krandya Amidaga Minagagana Kitigari Sravakari Shakankari Soha Namaradaya Nam Bhagavate Amitabhaya Radhe Samya Sambhadaya Treda Om Amrite Amitabhaya Amida Sambhave Amida Krandya Amidaga Minagagana Kitigari Sravakari Shakankari Soha Namo Bhagavate Amitabhaya Tathagata Radhe Samya Sambhadaya Treda Om Namidaya Amitabhaya Amita Sambhaya Amita Grandya Amita Kamine Kakana Kitigiri Savakiri Shakyam Kriso Namaradha Namo Bhagavate Amitabhaya Tathagata Radhe Samya Sambhadaya Treda Om Namidaya Amitabhaya Amita Sambhaya Savakilesha Kangareso Namaranadaya Nama Bhagavate Amitabhaya Tadagadaya Desaya Sambhadaya Treda Om Namridaya Amitam Grande Amitaga Menakagana Kitikari Savakilesha Kangareso Ha A I O Lile O Ma Kakagaga Zaza Zaya Da 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 Baba Maya Hello Yasu I Baba Maya Hello Baba Maya Hello Bandra Samaya Manabalaya me was big me was me Saraswati Medaya Sasoma Sazame Chedam Shreya Guru Ho Bhagavan Savatha Gadam Srivama Samaya Sadhu Bandari Sada Samaya Manavalaya Madhusata Dinava Didatri was the game was Bhagavan me Nurdame Saraswati Medaya Sasoma Suzame Chedam Shreya Guru Ho Bhagavan Savatha Gadam Srivama Samaya Sadhu Bandari Sada Samaya Manavalaya Madhusata Dinava Didatri me was Anurapame was Rosita Medaya Zasrogama Sosame Sedam Aho Bhagavan Svatata Gadamadram Musrivama Samaya Sada Hedar Mahedura Brava Hetun Dekan Tatagata Yavata Dekan Sayanar Yamadima Sharamana Om Benzra Aragam chen shin de shu ye gu lo gu sun chen nam la da gu su je je tam chen je yap su pa nam da yin da da la sa pa Tamba kunyi thoba shon zobe changshi bundupa la shidang nang sangwayi pardu chupi sokham che ngewar shivar ze yus